Hi everybody, welcome to this new video. My name is Daphne, or also known as DaphneintheTrees, and it's so nice to have you here. If my voice sounds a little strange, that's because I've been recovering from a major cold and I'm still not over it, but it's been already so much better, and it was just time for me to do this voiceover because I asked you guys on Instagram if you could send me some questions for this video, and you did, so I'm going to answer them today. Besides that, if you do not follow me on Instagram yet, you definitely should, because I'm very active over there and I'm very much trying to beat the algorithm. Since my followers count and me losing followers is exactly the same, and it has been for at least 2 years now. But you can follow me over there, same name as on YouTube, DaphneintheTrees, or DaphneintheTrees Art. I have 2 different Instagram pages. Let's get on with it. Let's go to the questions. I have them here in front of me on my iPad. I screenshotted them. And let's start with the most simple, basic question there is. Somebody asked me, how's life? Life has been pretty good, besides me having this major cold, which really sucks. I've been doing quite well recently, better than I used to be. I've been taking some ceramic classes in school, which I enjoy very much, and the school year is also slowly coming to an end, which means that I do not have to do that much anymore. And I've been meeting a lot with friends lately and just catching up, and that has been really good for me. And currently I'm at my parents' home. I'm actually recording this in my little brother's bedroom because there's no echo in here. But yeah, I've been doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. A question that I get quite frequently is, what are your favorite art supplies? I really like colored pencils and working with crayons or ecoliné. I have absolutely no idea if you can also buy ecoliné in other countries, if that's a thing abroad. Basically, ecoliné are watercolors in little bottles, but they're very pigmented, and I love working with them. But today I'm working with gouache in this video. And gouache is also really nice to work with. I really like the effect, and it just works really well in my sketchbook, which I'm, by the way, trying to fill up as soon as possible, or as quickly as possible, because I've been also getting questions about a new sketchbook tour, which I will definitely make for you guys. But first I need to finish my sketchbook before I can film a sketchbook flip through. If you're drawing or painting something, do you use a reference? Sometimes I do. I like using references. I have my own Pinterest page where I keep all my references and things that inspire me, and I like using references, but I'm not very good at making a replica of an image that I use, which is actually a good thing, so it will always turn out differently. But yes, references are very handy, especially when you want to draw humans. I'm not very skilled at that. Someone asked me, how much studying does art school require? Well, here's the thing. We do not have any textbooks, which is really nice, of course, because I don't like studying from textbooks. I used to hate it, actually, when I was, back in the day when I was in high school. So that makes me very happy. But of course you are expected to, at least when you're doing illustration, to just make time for drawing and practice. And we're not a traditional art school or a traditional illustration studies. We do a lot of other things as well, a lot of other creative things, and illustration is very broad, and it's a lot more than just drawing naked models or learning about shadows whatsoever. I personally think that you can reach all of your goals within art school if you just make the time for it if you just make time to practice and be present. And art school really is a playground, and they offer you all these supplies and situations where you can learn things, and you only have a couple of years to learn them, or at least learn them within your art school. And you should make good use of that, or at least that's my opinion. But does it require a lot of studying? If you want to study a lot, you can study a lot. If you want to do nothing, it's up to you. Another question that I got, which is non-art or art school related, is do you practice a sport? Currently, I don't, I guess. I used to sport a lot when I was younger. I was very good at horseback riding. I followed theater and dance lessons. What else did I do? That's a long time ago. Nowadays, I'd like to go for a swim. But that doesn't happen very frequently because I'm a very lazy person. No excuse there. Someone else asked me, what's your favorite crystal? My favorite crystal or gemstone is a sodalite, and I bought my first sodalite many years ago during a holiday, and I still have it, and it's my most precious gemstone crystal thingy that I own. And it also represents my zodiac sign, which is a Sag. I'm a boogschutter, Sagittarius, if I pronounce it right. That's weird. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know, the horseman with the bow. That's my zodiac sign. Another frequently asked question is, where do you get your inspiration from? This answer is going to be so super duper cheesy, but basically from anything and everything. I have a private Tumblr, which I love very much. I spend at least 15 minutes a day scrolling through my Tumblr page and sending funny or adorable posts back and forth with my best friend. And that's where I get a lot of inspiration from. And other things are books. I do not watch a lot of TV, but I sometimes watch Netflix. And now that I think about it, I do not get my inspiration from Netflix. It was just the most basic answer. I don't know. I can tell you though that I do not really like to look at other illustrators. I do not like to look at the work of other illustrators. That's the right sentence. Because it can make me feel very insecure. So I'm very I try to tone that down a little bit and not look too much at what others do, because one, it will influence my own work, not in a positive way, and it will make me feel insecure about my own work because I'm going to compare it anyways with what I do. So I try to avoid that, and I just try to retrieve inspiration from other things. I'm going for walks and being with friends. I take a lot of pictures, and when I go out for coffee with friends, I usually take a few pictures of them or from my coffee cup or something else as well. And I save them, and later on I use them as a reference. We're slowly getting back to the reference question. So yeah, I take a lot of my reference pictures myself, or I use my Tumblr page, or just looking at books, going to a library, all that sorts of stuff. Another question that I received is, do you have a favorite podcast? I do. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I love listening to the Creative Pep Talk by Andy J. Pizza, and you can listen to it on SoundCloud. And it's my go-to podcast when I'm a bit in a reading or creative slump or an art block, and I just need if I need a pep talk. Basically what the title says. It is hosted by a man named Andy J. Pizza, and he's an illustrator himself, and he is very good at giving creative pep talks, basically. And I adore him. I'm such a big fan of him, and I highly recommend it if you're a creative person yourself, if you're an illustrator, or if you're pursuing something else in the creative business or just like to listen to podcasts, I highly recommend you look him up on SoundCloud, The Creative Pep Talk. This question made me giggle a little bit. There's a girl and she says, aren't you afraid that there won't be any work for you later in this field? And the answer is no, I'm not. One, because I'm quite confident. I really enjoy what I'm doing right now, which is making videos and making illustrations and just be my weird creative self. And I already accepted it a long time ago that there is a possibility that I cannot live from it immediately after I finish my studies, but I'm very much okay with taking a part-time job because there are other things that I love to do as well. I'd love to work in a bookstore or in a coffee shop or something with flowers or with young people. I love helping out at a community center, even if it means that I don't get any money. There are other things that make me happy as well, and I don't mind needing a part-time job in the first few years when I finish my studies. Of course, the dream is to live fully from my own business, but if that's not possible, then that's okay as well. Like, no, I honestly don't mind. I think it's a good thing to be real with yourself and just work your butt off and absolutely go for it. And of course, you can decide to go. Of course, I'm already playing with the thought of being a freelancer, but I saved quite some money and I'm still a student, so I don't have to pay for a family. I don't have mouths to feed. It's just me, and right now I'm doing okay, and I'm not too worried about finding a job that is related to illustration. I think it will be alright. Someone also asked me, what is your favorite Disney song? And I had to think a little bit about my favorite Disney song, because there are obviously a lot of songs that I very much enjoy, but my favorite Disney song must be Out There by, that was a weird sentence, but the song is called Out There by the Hunchback of the Notre Dame. Oh man, my heart weeps when I listen to that song. It weeps and it wants to go on an adventure and just live life to the fullest. And it makes me feel a lot of things. So yeah, I really like that song. So that's it for this Q&A. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this Q&A or watching this video. I hope you learned something new about me. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Again, I'm sorry for the advertisement, but if you want to go and follow me on Instagram, please do so. I'm trying very hard to beat the algorithm, because my followers count and me losing followers is always the exact same amount, and it has been for at least 2 years. So if you want to go and follow me on Instagram, you can go to DaphneintheTrees or DaphneintheTrees Art, or follow both of them. I have 2 separate Instagram pages. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Stay tuned and take care of yourself. Bye!